Hello, my name is Ana Gatti from Gato Consultoria, a Shingo Institute affiliate. Today I'm going to talk about Shingo model and cultural transformation. In the 70s and 80s, a lot was said about strategy. After, people realized strategy is important, but strategy execution was even more important a lot of times. More recently, it has been recognized that culture is very important for strategy execution, finally. And any transformation, such as operational, organizational, digital, any kind of transformation, requires good cultural transformation in order to reach its full potential. But what is culture? In a simple way, culture is the sum of every individual behaviors, beliefs, mindset, values in one organization. Remember, the organization has a pyramid shape. Means that we are talking not only about leaders, but mainly the base of the organization, the frontliners. We have much more frontliners people than leadership. To make it simple, sometimes I will mention behavior as culture in order to reinforce the idea how important is behavior for transformation. In this way, when we want to know about a company culture, we cannot only read the walls description of their values, principles, and beliefs. We need to observe people in all levels, their behaviors during interactions, meetings, problem solving. In fact, look what they are doing. As I mentioned, I want to talk about how Shingo model can really help cultural transformation to reach good and lasting result. For company longevity, it's very important. Dr. Shigeo Shin, together with University of Utah, developed the Shingo model to help companies to improve their process improvement, to reach organizational excellence, building a dynamic and robust approach based on people, process, and purpose, driven by 10 principles. What I can tell you, I'm learning every single day, every time I teach or apply the Shingo model into organizations. But you may ask how to start this process. It should start from the top, CEO and directors. Other stakeholders may also have an important role on it, depending on the type of the organization. For example, shareholders are the ones to define the purpose of the organization. Board members are responsible for translating the purpose and setting the direction for the leadership. They are also responsible to monitor culture as a risk aspect of the organization. A risk that can impact business continuity, impact strategy execution. Its culture can be a very important risk for an organization. And leadership will cascade down to the entire organization. They play a key role in perpetuating the correct behavior in the organization and must work in a coordinated way at all levels and areas of the company, moving everyone in the same direction. They are the ones to be there day to day. Cultural transformation is not about new tools and methods to be deployed to the lower level of the organization. Let's consider some important aspects in our organizations. People only really change their behavior if, first things. First, leaders are role models. People replicate their behavior. Second, leaders need to create a convincing change story to everyone in the organization and explaining why they are doing this transformation, what is they are going to get for the people and for the organization. Third, leaders need to provide the right set of skills, understand the gaps through training, making sure that the right people is in the right position, acquiring new skills if required. It's very important, the organization design and the skills, and so on. Four, and last, and leaders need to develop a recognition process in the organization. I'm not talking about big events, but small and frequent recognition process in the business for good behavior that results in good result. So let's be realistic. It's not easy to change culture. It requires time and persistence to build the ideal behaviors, which will promote ideal results, financial results. A lot of times, organizations rely on HR to conduct cultural transformation alone. Very curious. This is an impossible mission. This is the mission of all leaders in the organization. Very important. Leaders need to work together, co-creating with enthusiasm and optimism, demonstrating how to act in face of day-to-day problems and challenges. They are the role models. So, ideal behavior, KPIs, key behavior indicators, shape ideal results, key performance indicators. This is one of the three insights of the Shingo model. The Shingo model advocates that the turning point for better KPI results is directly related to the turning point of the organization behaviors, KPIs, key behavior indicators. It requires hard work. And one curiosity I'd like to share with you. New generations act differently than other ones. How to keep talents of new generation in the organization? So, it's important to say that they need to feel their values are aligned with the company values. Otherwise, they leave. It's not easy. They realize they will not be able to shine in such environment that you don't have their values aligned with the company values. This is another critical issue for company longevity. And what is an organization without their people? So, to keep Shingo model alive in the organization, it's necessary to continuously improve its system through communication tools with encourage continuous improvement and give a lot of transparency to all these actions. And some of the communication tools that we can say is such as visual management, feedback, performance dialogues, record improvement actions, structured problem solving, involve everyone in the organization in this communication tool. This is what the second Shingo model insight tells us. Purpose and systems drive behaviors. The last insight is about the 10 guiding principles. Principles shape ideal behavior. There are 10 principles dedicated to people, process, and purpose in the Shingo model. The best training to implement Shingo model is not in the classroom, but in the day-to-day actions. For example, finding problems to solve is a responsibility of everyone in the organization. It's important that we have as many problem solvers as possible in the organization. This demonstrates seek perfection, one of the 10 principles of the Shingo model. Cultural transformation will take place by practicing the 10 principles every day, everywhere, and by everybody as a continuous improvement in the organization, creating a good learning cycle. Now, you may ask, how can I know if the organization is engaged in the cultural transformation based on the Shingo model? You might ask some questions. Besides, doing some observations of people in all levels in the organization. So, you can have some questions such as, when was the last time you brought an improvement idea? How do you improve your process? You can, on the day-to-day. When do your senior leader walks through the Gemba where the work really happens? Does he interact with people to learn and help? This demonstrates humility, another principle of the Shingo model. Is there recognition for people who demonstrate ideal behavior? As we know that ideal behavior will provide ideal results. Small and frequent acknowledgements are key to the success of a continuous improvement culture. Another possible question: how do you manage your time? This is a quick question for different levels of leadership within an organization. Routines, it seems monotonous talking about routines, but they are critical pieces in our daily journey. Do the leaders have a standard agenda to help manage their time? You can check it. Is this synchronized with other leaders? It's another thing to be checked. This optimize their time. Organizing essential routines allows them to manage their time more efficiently. Time is a very valuable resource, and once lost, it cannot be recovered. Time management is essential for leaders. Planning ahead, saying no to non-essential things, focusing on what matters the most, being present to do it well, not absorbing other activities unnecessary. These are critical actions to better manage your time. It's very important everyone in the organization understand what to expect from the 3 different levels of the organization: directors, managers, and front lines, 3 levels. Also, how can they better practice the 10 principles using the appropriate systems and communication tools? Shingo model helps organizations to clear understanding the expected behavior in each level. Managing well the routine, synchronized leadership agenda, enable the focus on the right issues. It increases their productivity and creativity and give the chance to everyone in the organization to grow, learning every single day. Now, coming back to culture, transformation, and Shingo model. Before closing, I would like to reinforce that there is a limited transformation in any organization without a good cultural transformation. Shingo model provides the guidance to help behavioral transformation to get great business results. Thank you.